Hey, good evening. It's Monday night, November 29th. Thanks so much for being here. As you can tell, it's a little bit cool this evening, and I'm feeling the coolness, so I'm dressed a little bit more warmly. But in this part of the country, it's supposed to get warmer starting tomorrow. But tonight, it's cool. But I still wanted to be outside and wanted to do the video. There's an important aspect of this period of time we're entering into, the holiday season. And that's not breaking news. But what happens in relationships and holidays, that becomes breaking news. It winds up being a challenge for us. A lot of mistakes are made. A lot of relationships are entered into. And people wish that they hadn't. Or you walk down a path and you say, how did I get there? The holiday period is a time of a lot of emotions, a lot of things going on. We need to be ready for it. And God prepares us for that. His word has help for us. If our heart is oriented towards God and we trust His word, then we can enter this season without fear of being swept aside or swept into relationships that could be dangerous or toxic or just not beneficial. I've got several ideas I want to talk to you about that will help us kind of clarify that. But tonight I want to start with one important factor, the eyes. The eyes are key to any relationship. I've done a fair amount of photography in my life, and one of the things that I always focus on to try and get a good picture of people is focusing on the eyes. Having eye contact is huge. When you have eye contact with someone, you can learn a lot about them. The Proverbs warn us about this. But Jesus tells us about the eyes, that the eye is the lamp of the body. If the eye is letting in bad light, bad information, bad conduct, bad thoughts, it does bad things in our body, literally. Messes up our hearts and our minds. What's feeding a person, the light they're letting into their eyes that comes into their soul, impacts them. The Proverbs pick up on this. In chapter 16, the first part of the passage talks about positive speech and how to identify people who are doing well, how to identify good and bad speech. But here, we have a specific warning about the eyes. Verse 29, a violent man entices his brother, entices his neighbor. In other words, he traps him and leads him down a path that is not good. This is a couplet, 29 and 30 go together. So the first part of 29, a violent man entices his neighbor. How does he do this? Well, verse 30, he who winks with his eye is plotting perversity. He who purses his lips is built on evil. So the way you can tell someone is not up to anything good is that there's this winking of the eye, this diversion of the eye, the kind of a secretive feeling, funny things with their mouth in terms of movements and kind of in the know type of activity, not looking at you directly, back and forth, not catching your gaze, while promising something, but not being very direct about it. But they're kind of calling you in with their eyes. This can happen in sexual temptation. This can happen in so many ways. But the eyes become the gate, the gateway that draws us in. And what's said here is that a violent man entices his neighbor. How does he do that? He who winks with his eye is plotting perversity. You can be certain that someone that will not look you directly in the eye, someone who is kind of suggesting something but not kind of fully saying it, and then they do kind of catch you in the eye and kind of call you in. The Proverbs are warning us about this. And this is especially a big deal in the holiday season. So many things going on. Someone is offering something. Maybe you're frustrated. Maybe you've had a bad relationship. Maybe you're a little bit worried about things. Maybe you just want some distraction and some fun. And here someone is offering something to you. But if they're not upfront about it, they're not upfront telling you how this can be a blessing to you and to others. See, this is where this God business is important. Can I take the Proverbs seriously? Do I really believe I'll be blessed if I desire to be near God in everything I do? Or do I want to put God in a box and only let him out when I need him? You see, that's the danger. You want the eyes to reveal the goodness of a person's heart or the treachery in a person's heart. And what this Proverbs passage is telling us, that the eyes can reveal the treachery in a person's heart by not being direct, by the gaze going back and forth, by just little secret movements that calling you in. Don't buy into it. Look for the openness that God has for us. Be open about God's word. Trust it. If someone's not openly calling you to something good, they're probably calling you to something bad. And that's the first kind of holiday tip for us. Beware of the eyes. They're huge. Thanks so much for being here tonight. Hope this is beneficial to you. Continue to give me feedback. I love hearing your comments. Check us out, everydaytalk247.com. Check the resources out there. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Turn on post notifications. These videos will come right to you. Tell your friends about what's happening here. Thanks so much for being a part of what's going on here at Everyday Talk 24/7. And Lord willing, we'll see you in the morning. You have a great night. Watch the eyes. Bye-bye.